As I move through my life and I teach what I have to offer about Musar and spiritual growth that has been developed over the last 1100 years within the Musar tradition, I often hear two kinds of responses from people. Some people say, I'm not at all religious, I'm spiritual. And then you hear the counterpart as well, which is that I don't have a spiritual bone in my body, I like Jewish religion. And so people tend to see religion and spirituality as being two categories. And really one of the gifts of the Musar tradition, which I have learned myself through my 20 years of engagement with this tradition, is that religion and spirituality are meant to go hand in hand. Spirituality is the wine in the cup, but religion is the structure of the cup itself. And so in offering a course on Shabbat in a Musar context, I am now really for the first time in my 20 years of teaching Musar, bringing together two things that have been developing parallel and integrated in my life, which is religious life and spiritual life. Shabbat is a religious obligation. It is a commandment. It is a religious practice. It involves many sorts of rules and regulations and structures and so on. But it is also a spiritual practice. And in engaging with the religious structure, that becomes a pathway for the cultivation of spiritual qualities. And so this course is structured with a particular idea. By engaging with Shabbat, we develop ourselves. By engaging with Shabbat, we develop a Shabbat practice. And through that Shabbat practice, we develop ourselves in ways that serve us the other 6 days of the week as well. And in my view, that's exactly what the intention of Shabbat is meant to be. It's not meant to be a day apart. It's meant to be a day that integrates and influences and shapes all 7 days of the week. As I developed the Oasis in Time program that will focus on Shabbat and personal self-development through the practice of Shabbat, I had an initial challenge, which was that the Musar approach is to identify certain midot, certain qualities, certain soul traits that a person is meant to focus on, practice, work on, develop. And I had to integrate that with a Shabbat practice. And Shabbat is generally a matter of activities, rules, certain things that we do, and so on. So it tends to have a certain outward focus, and then the Musar focus is an inward focus. And so I had to identify which midot apply in Shabbat. As I did that, and I identified order, Seder is an important aspect of Shabbat. Rest is an inner quality that is central to Shabbat, and so on. As I identified the qualities, what I realized was that this was a tremendous pathway for personal self-development. And I actually got excited. I thought, this is amazing, because most people approach Shabbat as a religious performance, and other people approach their inner spiritual qualities as something that they practice on a regular basis. They're working on themselves in all contexts, and Shabbat is just maybe separate from that. And I saw the integration. I saw how exciting it was to deepen the sense of what Shabbat offers by looking on it as spiritual practice, and to enrich the spiritual practice by providing a pathway and a course that a person can follow, so that as you engage with the order of Shabbat, you become a more orderly person. As you engage with the obligation to rest on Shabbat, you become a more restful person, and so on. And so that the structure provides a pathway for self-development, and that is the integration of spirit and religion that I think is really so crucial in general in the development of a human life, but also so very central to what a Musar approach to Shabbat is all about. I love Judaism. I love the religion. I love the notion that we are commanded to do certain things. I love the structure that Judaism brings to every individual human life. And at the same time, I love the wisdom and the depth and the guidance for human living that comes from the Musar tradition, which is really about understanding every challenge, every choice, every step we make in life is an opportunity to teach ourselves and to grow, so that spirituality is in the supermarket, it's driving on the road, it's interacting with people in our family. And then in Oasis in Time, what I love to an exponential degree is these two things coming together. That the structure that our tradition has developed, going right back to the Torah of observing Shabbat, and the wisdom that has developed about how to lead a human life, that these two things come together. And I have been teaching Musar for 20 years, and this is the first time that I am offering a course that brings together these two strands or threads or pathways in the Jewish life so that we can see how they work together. And my hope and my goal is that through this, people who have approached this subject from the standpoint of spirituality will develop a deeper appreciation for the need for structure and the benefits of structure and the benefits of obligation in pursuing their own spiritual life. And I'm also hoping that people who may be leaning more towards the structure and obligation and religious side will understand that spiritual and religious life or Jewish life is not about a checklist. It's about becoming more alive, more fulfilled, more whole, more developed, more spiritual, more holy. And that really is the goal of Shabbat. And that is also the goal of this program.